Hey everyone! Add-ons in World of Warcraft can drastically improve your experience in the game, from making systems you interact with every day more convenient and easy to use, to saving you time by showing information you'd find somewhere else directly in-game, to literally adding new features to the game. Today in this video, we're gonna be exploring 25 add-ons that are almost essential to having Classic Cataclysm. Some of these will probably be things you already know about and that you're already using, but I also explored the depths of CurseForge to find those new hidden gems that nobody knows about. So there will be a lot of new super useful add-ons specifically for Cataclysm as well. All the links to every add-on mentioned here will be in the description of this video. So without further ado, let's get into it. First, before we talk about add-ons, let's talk about add-on managers, because you don't want to be manually copy-pasting folders in your add-on directory every time you want to install something new or when there's an update to an add-on you use. Add-on managers do all of that for you automatically. There's a few of these that are good, but the one I've been using for years now is WowUp. This one is not only super lightweight and easy to use, but it can also keep track of add-ons from multiple different providers, not just CurseForge. For example, my ElvUI add-on is not on Curse, and I used to have to manually update it every time. WowUp automatically detects the source and will keep the add-on automatically up to date. But yeah, get WowUp if you want to, and keep it running on your PC. You won't have to ever think about updating an add-on again. Moving on to the add-ons, let's start with the big ones that everybody should use. Leatrix Plus is one of those. This add-on just makes WoW much more convenient, and with this one add-on, you'll be skipping installing 10 other add-ons thanks to how feature-rich it is. From making your quest log more detailed, automatically selling junk and repairing items, combining all your add-on buttons in one button, automatically accepting resurrects, making loot faster, automatically accepting and turning in quests, and much more. Get Leatrix, explore the options it has, and never worry about all of these things ever again. From the makers of Leatrix, you also have Leatrix Maps. I love this add-on because it makes your map way less cluttered with useless information. It unveils unexplored areas, adds coordinates, lets you zoom in on the map, resize it, makes it transparent, and much more. Along with that, an add-on that I installed like 12 years ago and that I can never go without now is TomTom. The main thing I find myself using the most with TomTom is to fly straight to where I want to go. If say I want to go from Stormwind to Eastern Plaguelands, I can drop a marker on the map and the arrow will show me if I'm aligned with my objective. But another super useful feature is that when you're in WowHud and you're looking for the location of an NPC, for example, WowHud lets you copy a TomTom command that you can just paste in-game to know exactly where the mob or thing you're looking for is. Super useful add-on. Next, we have Transmog Outfit Manager. In Cataclysm, we now have Transmog, but the Transmog window is lacking a bunch of useful features from retail, like the outfit save feature. Transmog Outfit Manager brings that back and lets you save your transmog so that you can easily reapply it to new items whenever you get a new piece of gear, for example, or if you just want to switch between styles depending on the day of the week. To stay with transmogs, we obviously have all the things. ATT is an add-on that is intended for completionists, but it's also a super complete database of all the item appearances in the game along with where you can get them. If you're a transmog collector, or if you just want to see what's around that you might want to go chase, all the things is the add-on for that. That being said, you might want to check this option here so that the add-on doesn't clog up your item tooltips with all this information. You'll just have to press shift to show it. I find it very distracting to look at all that information every time. Along with that, I recommend you get Appearance Collection Tooltip. This is a very simple add-on that adds a text to tooltips of items you hover over to let you know first if you can even collect the appearance of an item, and second, whether you already have collected it or not. That way, if something drops and you don't already have its appearance, you can easily make the decision to need for it. Or if someone links something in the chat that you like, you can easily know if you want to go after it or not. Next up, let's talk leveling. Questie is of course the be-all and end-all of all questing add-ons. It shows all the quests on your map, lets you know their level and difficulty, and it adds a neat objective counter on enemy and item tooltips to let you know whether they're a quest objective and how many you still need to kill or collect. Beyond Questie, you also have leveling add-ons like GuideLime. As of making this video, this add-on does support leveling from 80 to 85, but the author says that the 1 to 60 guide will be coming in a future date as the old world has been revamped. Outland and Northrend are fully functional though. GuideLime is a super useful add-on if you just want to turn off your brain and follow an arrow to your next objective while leveling. There's also more robust leveling add-ons like Zygor or Rested XP, which I've both tried and they're very solid, but they're also not free, so it's up to you if you want to spend money for that. Okay, so you leveled and made it to max level. One add-on you'll definitely want to get is Deadly Boss Mods or DBM. This helps you follow mechanics more easily while doing a dungeon or raid, and lets you know what you need to do to not die and not be shouted at by your raid leader. I've been using this for years now, and the community swears by this add-on. Bonus tip with DBM, if you often forget to log fights to upload them to Warcraft logs, there is actually a feature to automatically start logging fights in DBM. Just thought of mentioning it because I learned about it all the way till TBC Classic. Along with DBM, you should also get GTFO. This is more your oh shit, get out of this patch of fire quick type of add-on. It simply keeps track of your debuffs, and as soon as you're standing in something you're not supposed to be standing on, a sound notification will play and you'll know when you'll need to move. This saved my life on many occasions. Of course, if you're doing dungeons or raids, you want to compare your damage or healing to other players so that you can either flex on them or feel bad about yourself and improve. Details does that for you and is the damage meter that everyone uses. If you're a tank or you're just scared of pulling aggro, you can also use the tiny threat plugin that comes with it, which keeps track of threat on a given mob. At max level, reputations play a big role in Cataclysm, as they're the source of a lot of pre-raid BIS items, so you'll be seeing your reputation tab quite a lot. Reputation Guide improves this tab by showing the remaining reputation till the next level instead of the current one, lets you know which quests you want to be doing to increase your reputation, automatically tracks the reputation you're gaining levels with currently, and much more. What I personally also did is I created a simple WeakAura that reminds me when I'm missing a tabard while doing a dungeon. WeakAura, by the way, is another super useful add-on, and it basically lets you create mini add-ons to do simple things like this, or even more complex things for the matter. But yeah, what this does is it reminds you to equip a reputation tabard if you're missing one when you enter a Cataclysm dungeon. I'll also update it in the future so that it lets you know when you already reached Exalted with a faction and you're still wearing their tabard. To go back to quality of life add-ons, the auction house in Cataclysm is still not very easy to sort through. As such, Auctionator is an essential add-on for all your auction house needs. My favorite thing about this add-on is that you don't even need to open your bags anymore to sort through them. It neatly shows everything you can drop on the auction house in one tab and lets you easily pick the price and stacks you want to sell it at. The shopping tab is also very robust as it shows you the cheapest auctions first when you search for an item. And most importantly, I would go to the last tab and do a full scan every now and then. That way, you'll know how much an item is worth wherever you are in the world, thanks to the Auctionator tooltip. Speaking of sorting through your bags, I don't really use this add-on much because I prefer the default bags UI, but a lot of players swear by the add-on Bagnon. This turns all your bags into one single bag, and it also adds a bunch of features like an auto sort button, a search button, it lets you see your bank inventory anywhere in the world, your guild bank inventory, and even your alts inventories too. Use it if you like it, very popular add-on. Another awesome add-on that I discovered while I was researching for this video is Loon Best in Slot. This add-on is updated every phase with the best in slot lists from WowHud. And not only does this help you know what your own best in slot list is, but it also adds a tooltip to items letting you know who it's BIS for. That way you'll know when you should press need and who will be competing with you when an item drops. In the same vein as this, there's also Pawn. This add-on lets you know when an item is an upgrade for you by giving it a score based on the stats on said item and their stat weights. It's very useful and it lets you know very easily when an item is an upgrade for you so that you can make the decision to need on it very fast. The pre-made group feature in the LFG tool in Cata and even all throughout Wrath of the Lich King is not very popular. Players just prefer using the LFG channel. That's because of an add-on that basically became essential to having Classic, LFG Bulletin Board. This scans the LFG channel for every message posted and organizes that in a neat window showing who's recruiting who for what instance. The LFG channel is a complete mess to use without this, so do yourself a favor and start using this add-on right away. Let's talk archaeology. This is a secondary profession that is quite important in Classic, as it contains phase 1 pre-BIS items that will last until heroic raiding. I made a comprehensive guide on how to level it and maximize your chances to get these items if you want to check it. But if you're gonna be doing archaeology for hours and hours on end, at least let's make it more convenient. FarmHud is a super useful add-on for archaeology, and I discovered it by complete luck from a guildie. It's not even on CurseForge for some reason, you'll need to install it from a GitHub. But what this does is it adds a super useful interface while you're doing your archaeology that lets you easily know exactly where you should be going to maximize your chances of discovering the fragments in the zone and minimize the time you spend in there. I'll let you install it and figure it out yourself. It's way easier than me explaining it, but you won't be able to do archaeology without it anymore after you start using it. To complement this, you can also install GatherMate. GatherMate keeps track of the exact locations where you picked up a fragment or herb or mining vein in fact in the past, so that you can easily know where their locations are. Over time, the more you dig for fragments, the more locations you'll collect and you'll know exactly where to go. There's also a database for this, but in my experience, it's not very accurate as it contains locations for fragments which just don't exist and is missing some that do exist. Up to you if you want to use it though. Finally, there's ElvUI. ElvUI is kind of a bunch of add-ons combined into one as it replaces your whole interface and adds a bunch of features. If you don't want to use Bagnon, for example, ElvUI already has a bag feature in it. It improves your tooltips, lets you move your bags, just a ton of stuff. I could make a whole video just on ElvUI. Also, if you want to have this UI that you see in the background, which is the UI I've been using since Legion basically and all throughout Classic, a link to it will be in the description, as a lot of people seem to like how it looks every time they see it in one of my videos. Lastly, if you've gone and installed a bunch of add-ons that I've mentioned in this video, you'll quickly see that your mini-map will be a pure mess. Just a reminder that Leatrix Plus has a feature to combine all these add-ons into one. You can enable it and then right-click your mini-map to see all the add-ons buttons so that you can configure a given add-on if you want to. With that, that's everything I have for you today. Those were 25 add-ons that I personally use and that a lot of people in the community use as well. I've tried to look for new things that are specific to Cataclysm for this video, so I hope you found something new here that you'll be using if you're an experienced player. With that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to give it a like and subscribe as there will be a lot more content like this in the future. My name is Numidia and I will see you guys again very soon. Bye for now.